Israel and Iran trading strikes as President Trump issues a stark warning to Iran's supreme leader. The president just posting on social media that we know where the Ayatollah is hiding, but that we're not going to take him out, at least not for now. He adds that our patience is wearing thin. Trump also doubling down on something we heard from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, that we now have complete and total control over the skies over Iran. Joining me now, White House correspondent Karen Travers, foreign correspondent Marcus Moore. He's in Tel Aviv. Also, former FBI agent Richard Frankel. Karen, President Trump abruptly leaving the G7, saying that the conflict in the Middle East was calling him back to the Oval. What are we hearing from the White House this hour?
Kira, we haven't seen the president yet since he has come back to the White House, but as you mentioned there, he has been posting on social media. The president had said he was coming back so he could meet with his national security team in the Situation Room, that he didn't want to do that while he was in Canada and monitor the situation between Israel and Iran while he was traveling at that summit. So he was back here, but as of now, we don't expect that meeting has gotten underway yet. But the president making it clear that he is still very much focused on this issue from those social media posts. That one about the supreme leader of Iran, very striking message from the president when he writes that he is an easy target, but he is safe there, saying we are not going to take him out, kill, at least for now. Kira, that message from the president comes just days after two U.S. officials told ABC that the president had rejected a plan by the Israelis to take out the Ayatollah. The Israelis had told the United States that they had a window to do that, but the president had rejected that plan. Yesterday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told our John Carl that the Israelis are not going to rule out that assassination, but the president making it very clear in that post that that is not something that he is looking to see happen right now. And again, Kira, notable, he uses the word we there in his social media post.
We'll talk about the implications of that in just a minute with Richard. But the latest on the strikes, Marcus, what do we know?
Kira, there have been hundreds of missiles and drones and rockets traded between the two countries, and we know that Israel has carried out more strikes today targeting Iran's military capabilities, including their nuclear facilities, as well as missile launchers and ballistic missile capabilities. And we heard from the Israelis that they say that they've knocked out 40% of Iran's ballistic missiles and their capabilities there. And in addition to that, they have also targeted key members of Iran's military. Overnight, Israel claims that they killed the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's top commander. Now, Iran, meanwhile, has targeted Israel's top intelligence headquarters, as well as other key strategic military locations here, launching those operations, they say, as retaliation for Israel's Friday attack. And Kira, Iran has vowed to continue retaliating as a result of Israel's actions.
All right, Richard, let's now talk about Trump, talking about possibly taking out the Ayatollah. If that were to happen, there are a number of things that could take place. Who could replace the Ayatollah, which could be worse than what we're seeing right now? Also, don't the people need to rise up and participate in some type of revolution for there to actually be regime change? I mean, this would be very complicated if this were to happen.
That's true. You're always wondering about who's going to take over if a regime changes. You know, we've seen it in Syria. We've seen it in Northern Africa. When that regime change happens, it could be worse. Of course, it could be better, but it could be worse. It's always seems to be better for the world, better for democracy, when it's an internal regime change. You know, the fact that Israel has actually given the opportunity possibly for this regime change because of the attacks, it has been noted. I have seen at times where the Ayatollah's picture has been burned. So you're starting to see some regime change potentially in Iran. And again, it would be great if it was internal regime change that was friendly both to Israel, of course, but also to democracies throughout the world.
Richard, Karen, Marcus, thank you.